Hello worldo, this is Gemini Wolfstar Gaming, it's Anton, and welcome back to more Robotics Notes DaSH. Last time we started on the last phase here, and we as Daru got some major breaking news of someone hacking into multiple supercomputers. And lo and behold, it turns out that it's Kimijima, of course. Of course, now since Kimijima is of data, he can do that very easily. So now we've banded all back together, and I'm hoping here that they'll come up with some kind of plan to take care of Kimijima. News programs from all around the world are reporting about the crisis live. And yet, no one has discovered the reason behind it.
フランスだけじゃなく、スイスまでなんて。
Germany, France, and Switzerland. As the news said, if this is not addressed quickly, Europe as a whole will be in a crisis. I have a feeling not just Europe. I have a feeling that this will also trickle to the Americas as well. I mean, if Kimijima can do this in a matter of like what, like a few hours or so across Europe, I have a feeling he can take over the whole world just as fast. And before you know it, that crisis will spread to the world. Yeah.
これだけの短時間でここまでの事件を起こすのは、かなり大掛かりな組織でなければ無理だ。
Normally, yes, but instead we have a very egotistical, maniacal, well, maybe not maniacal, but very intelligent, very intelligent individual who is now made up of data, who can do this no problem by himself.
だが今のところ、私のところにそのような情報は来ていない。
By the way, I haven't received any info from my fellow hackers who I shared the information with. So Leo and any other hackers that he knows personally?
組織的な犯罪じゃないとなると。
I mean, it's kind of like an organized crime, but it's just Kimijima. I'm sure we had that CG last time of masked terrorists, but are they actually with Kimijima, or are they just kind of there as a result of the chaos?
よほどの技術者が数人集まっても起こせるものじゃないわ。できるとすれば高度な AI。
Yeah, an advanced AI. It's like all the robots have AI in them now, but you know, Kimijima put them there, so since he's made up of data now, would he be considered an advanced AI himself? I'm not entirely sure. to be honest. I mean, maybe he would be considered an advanced AI.
やっぱり君島公が。
I mean, that seems to be what Kaito is going with.
他に同じような高度な AI が存在するという可能性は
I mean, like, multiple Kimijimas? Is that what Subaru means? Or, like, other advanced AI that's not Kimijima? It's like, maybe there is, but I'm kind of doubting it.
僕の知り合いに AI の研究をしている人がいるんだけどさ。
That person looks like a child, but is a woman older than I am. I've known her for about 10 years now. That person looks like a child? But, huh. Is this person from the Chaos Head, Chaos Child? Or is it someone else? Oh, wait a minute. No, wait. That person looks like a child, but is a woman. Actually, now that it just popped into my head. Now that I read this again, I'm like, wait, is he referring to Maho from Steins Gate Zero? It's like she's small like a child, and so she. I wonder if that's who he means.
彼女によれば、これほどまでのことを起こせる AI が存在するなんて話は聞いたことがないって。
さっき見せてもらった写真のことを考えると、これはもう君島公で決まりでしょ。
君島公。
Mizuki-san's whisper sends a chill down my spine. I mean, she has a lot of history with Kimijima. It's like, and you know, her tone of voice is very justifiable right now.
でもこれが君島公の仕業として目的は何なんだろう。
Did you forget already, Kaito? To have the world in his hands.
問題はそこなんだよね。
It's like he wants to take over the whole world. It's like just like any like over the top terrorist. The degraded copy of Kimijima Co. that appeared last time said something like a total chunibyo. Chaos will come to the world. But would he really make this big of a scene just for that? I think he would, actually.
今起きているのはスパコンのハッキングとそれからインフラ系統の混乱。その中でも僕はスパコンに注目すべきだと思ってる。彼はなぜスパコンなんかをハッキングしているのか。
Yeah, it's like, how exactly is this going to contribute to his goal exactly? By hacking the supercomputers.
彼のメリットになる何かがあるということですね。
As an AI, Kimijima Co. has an extraordinary intelligence. Yeah, even more so now that he's an AI than when he was alive. Which is, when you think about it, even scarier, right? So what does he wish to accomplish by taking over supercomputers all over the world? I mean, that's something only he really knows. Kimijima knows.
人類牧場化計画。
Oh yeah, the Human Ranch Project. We went over that in the first game.
それしかないんじゃないかな。でしょ、ミサネ。
That was part of the Kimijima reports that Kimijima Co. spread all over the world. Spread all over the world? They were all over Tanegashima, not all over the world. Shrinking the human population to 1/10 of its size and making the remainder human slaves for the elite. By doing so, the world will be reformed under one world order, a plan the Committee of 300 dreamt of over 100 years ago. And what, they've just been biding their time these 100 years for the I cannot say this word apparently. Maybe I should just say a simpler word. They've been waiting all this time for the utmost opportunity to enact their plan. That's kind of crazy. It's like to wait 100 years. Actually, now that I think about this, it's like this plan that the Committee of 300 has, the initial plan was thought up over 100 years ago. The people who thought up the plan would be dead by now. So, is this like a generational thing with the Committee of 300? I mean, did they get their families involved or something, and they just kind of had their like lineage take over? It's kind of a crazy thing to think about, but you know, it's just kind of something that I can't help but think about. It's like that's such a long time to wait for something to come to fruition.
ヤシオ君はなんでそう思うん？
この前の祭りの件があるから。いくら劣化コピーとはいえ、君島候補との周到な人間がただの遊びであんなゲームみたいな騒動を起こすとは考えづらいっていうか。
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of hard to think about. It's like, and you know, just like the earlier sections of the game, you know, where Kimijima was, you know, playing water balloons with Airi and Kaito, was just like, what is happening? It's like, this doesn't feel like the real Kimijima. It's like, why would he just play with his enemies? Then again, I guess you could say he's been playing them this entire time. And I guess he just wanted to have some actual fun in the process, so that's why he played with water balloons. It's just kind of funny to think.
ふむ。
この間の祭りでの騒動もあくまで実験の一つだったと？
Just an experiment? I mean, it very well could have been.
一部のエリート層が人類を支配するにしても、支配される人間に言うことを聞かせなきゃいけないわけでさ。人に幻覚を見せられるってことは、脳に直接メッセージを送れるってことでしょ？繰り返し強いメッセージを送り続けていれば、受け取る側の思考を支配することだってできるんじゃないかなって。
Which is very scary to think about.
単純に言っちゃえば洗脳だよね。
Yeah. It's like Kimijima has been doing that for such a long time now. It's like in between the first game and this game, it's like the brainwashing is just kind of crazy. The amount of time and effort Kimijima has taken into brainwashing people is just incredible. And Misane knows all too well how that feels, being brainwashed. Hence this kind of non-reaction here. Senomiya Mizuki-san's expression is cold. She was the one who was directly brainwashed by Kimijima-ko. Yeah. Surely, the action of sending the same signal over and over is common practice for brainwashing. Yes. This could be possible if messages were sent directly to the brain at high speed.
でもさ、人類牧場化計画を行うためには人口を減らす必要があるはずでしょ。今のところその兆候は見られない。
そのためにスパコンをハッキングしたとかさ。
Maybe, yeah.
人口を今の状態で保っても効率よく支配できるようにするために？
って言ってもスパコンで何ができるのか俺いまいちよく分かってないんだけどね。
Well, I'm sure Daru can fill all of them in of what a supercomputer can and cannot do.
とにかくそれくらいすごいコンピューターがあれば人口を減らすなんて労力を使わなくても効率よく人類を洗脳して支配する方法があるんじゃないかなんて。
I mean, it's like data brainwashing. It's like the data that's being sent is brainwashing you, basically. So that's how I want to look at it. But I feel like there's more to it than that.
それに一旦支配さえできちゃえば人口のコントロールなんて簡単でしょ。多ければ減らせばいいし、少なければ増やせばいいんだからさ。
Right, exactly. As everyone thinks it over, Sawada-kun stares at his phone droid and opens his mouth.
八潮海斗の言うように君島公が人類牧場化計画を企んでいる可能性は大いにあると私も考える。
Okay. Well, we have to put a stop to that. How do we do that?
実際、今回の事件への各国政府の対応は遅れに遅れている。ほぼ対応できていないと言っていい。そもそも一部の首脳は昨日から一度も公の場所に姿を現していない。この緊急事態にもかかわらずだ。海外の SNS やネット掲示板にはヨーロッパ各国の首脳陣が洗脳されている可能性を指摘する声も出てきている。
Oh, and that's why Chancellor Lazar has been missing. Because he's been brainwashed. I do wonder with Lazar being brainwashed of what he is like doing. What is Kimijima having him do? Looks like while we were talking, he was eagerly collecting information.
実際に奴は半年前、ブラックホール爆弾を爆発させようとしていたわけですからね。それくらいのこと、平気でやりかねません。
The black hole bomb. By blowing up the BHB, an artificial magnetosphere substorm would appear, wiping out 50 billion people. It's like, Jesus. It's like that. Now we're just like kind of treading territory from the first game. I mean, that's what a good story does. I mean, if there's a sequel, it's like they create that through line to create an even bigger threat, but similar at the same time, which is definitely what is going on here. I forgot to read this. That was Project Adam, the plan Kimijima Co. thought of half a year ago. Now that it's failed, there's a chance he has come up with another plan. It's like either he's come up with another plan or he's taken his original plan and added on to it. But
仮に君島公の狙いが人類牧場化計画にあるとして、果たしてそれだけなんだろうか。
That's a good question, actually. Is it if the plan is just of the Human Ranch Project? Is that it? Just that? Or is there actually more to it? More to Kimijima's plan than just the Human Ranch Project?
他にも目的があるってこと？
I mean, I feel like there very well could be.
確かに人口を減らすことなく支配できれば、それに越したことはないだろうけどさ。仮に世界中の人間を洗脳するのが目的だとして、そんなことのためにあの男が世界中のスパコンをハッキングするかね。
I mean, you really wouldn't, would you? You wouldn't need all the supercomputers. I mean, he's hacked into, what is it, four of them, and he's already kind of like taken over all of Europe, apparently. So that should be enough supercomputers to take over the rest of the world, right? He doesn't actually need more to hack into and brainwash people with, does he? Or maybe he does need to in order to get the brainwashing to, you know, people in America and South America and Canada. Yeah, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, maybe he does actually need like at least one or two more supercomputers to hack in order to take over the world and to brainwash everyone, excuse me. there could be another way. What are you thinking, Daru?
もちろん人類牧場化計画も目的の一つかもしらんけど、それはあくまでも混乱を起こすためみたいな、もっと大それたことを考えてそうな気がするんだよね。
Like what? What would be bigger than the Human Ranch Project? It's like I'm trying to think back to the first game of what was like in the Kimijima reports and all, and that was so long ago now at this point that I really can't remember. So I can't really think of what would be a bigger plan than the Human Ranch Project. So, I mean, maybe Daru has an idea of what it is.
人類を支配することよりも大それたこと、そんなことがありますか？
I mean, you think that there wouldn't be, because this is absolutely huge. Controlling humanity, controlling human thought. That's massive. What would be bigger than controlling humans? The reason why Kimijima Ko is doing this is probably for himself. Because he just wants to take over the world. Who does he think he is? Brain? If he's Brain, who's Pinky? What might he do? What might he do now because of what he's become? After all, he isn't even human. I mean, he once was, but yeah, not anymore. He's just data. So it's like, how do you get rid of data? You basically just cut the power at that point. He's an AI. What an AI desires. Although since he is an AI, would cutting the power even affect him? now that I think about that, probably not, right? Could it be?
Singularity.
Singularity. Whoa, what is this music coming in here? It was like, whoa. It's like that. That was a interesting thing to enter my ear hole. Singularity. A concept advocated by mathematician Werner Vinge. That's how you say that, right? Vinge? And inventor Ray Kurzweil. It states that through the further expansion of AI research, artificial intelligence can reach higher intelligence than human beings. In Japanese, it is translated as technological singularity. The two predict that if the singularity point is reached, AIs would then be able to invent better things without the help of humans. Right, because they would be faster and more efficient to invent things than humans would be able to. If this were to occur, the biggest paradigm shift in human history will happen due to civilization continuing to grow without humans as the main subject. Kurzweil states that the singularity point will be reached around 2045, and other AI scientists say that sooner or later that time will come. However, opinion is split on what kind of roles humans will have after the event. It's like singularities are scary to think about. Good lord. Senomiya Mizuki-san says the word before I can. Oh, they could have said it in unison. Guess she reached the same conclusion.
やっぱりそうなるよね。
Oh, it has to be.
何それ。
Most of the others in the room look puzzled over the word they've never heard before.
技術的特異点。一般的にはそう言われているわ。
ごめん、よくわからない。
人工知能が人間の知能を追い抜くことで加速度的な技術進化を促し、文明が爆発的に進化するきっかけとなる。その特異点のことよ。
人工知能が人間を超えるとどうなるの？
What happens when AI surpass humans? All hope is lost at that point. The world will be taken over. The human life as we know it will be minuscule. And all of the AI and the robots will have taken over the world.
それこそ人工知能によって人間が支配される世界が来るかもしれない。人間は不要な存在だと判断すれば滅ぼそうとしてくるかもしれない。
Yeah. It's like basically what I just said. We wouldn't know what would happen until it did. True, yeah. But
そういうのは付随的な要素であって、君島公自身はあくまでも可能性を追求したいだけなんじゃねって僕は思うけど。
that he's just trying to pursue the possibilities? I'd say that he's already started to succeed in those possibilities.
人間としてではなく AI になってしまったからこそ目指せる可能性。
人を超える存在になる。それこそが本来の目的だと考える方が確かにあの男らしいわね。
Yeah, definitely. What's beyond singularity? What kind of world is waiting there? I remember yesterday's email from Okarin. The world line trembles. Oops. Didn't mean to bring that up. Major turning point for the future is about to hit at a global level. Just as Okarin's warning, it would. I think it's supposed to be warning, not warned.
ご覧ください。 現在ベルリン市内では相次ぐ混乱の中、一部で暴動も起きており、
我々は神の代理人としてさらなる鉄槌を下す者とし、ロンドン、ローマ、マドリッドへの制裁を
各国政府が機能していない事実について、世界同時多発テロによる誘拐や暗殺といった憶測が流れ、情報は錯綜したまま。
So this CG we hadn't seen before. What is happening around the world? A crisis, to put it simply.
ついに神は我々人類に対して怒りの矢を降り注ぐ決断をなされた。
Who's this guy? Yep. This isn't supposed to be Lazar, is it?
この週末の時、救われるのは唯一我が教えを守りし者のみである。しかしまだ遅くはない。これまでの罪を悔い改め、教義を受け入れる者は皆この混乱により株価は大きく値を下げ、世界的な恐慌に発展する可能性も。
通常洗脳を行うにはある程度の時間がかかるわけで、脳に直接刺激を与えるなどしなければ短時間に洗脳することは不可能と考えてもらってよろしいかと。
Exactly that, yes. It's like it. While it may take some time to brainwash someone, it can be a lot more. It can be a lot quicker to just manipulate and stimulate the brain directly.
羽田空港、成田空港ともにヨーロッパへの国際便はすべて欠航となっており、空港に詰めかけた人たちの怒りの声が。
Of course, it's resulting in complaints.
現在、パリの街では各所で暴動が起きております。しかしながら、政府からは未だ非常事態宣言すら出ておらず。
Paris infrastructure shut down. No info when it will be restored. Paris citizens out of control. Casualties unknown. Well, I hope there aren't any casualties.
こちらが高周波活性オーロラ調査プログラム、通称ハープといい、強い電磁波を発生させる装置です。一部では洗脳装置ではないかともささやかれておりまして。
HARP. That's how I want to say it. HARP, since there's two A's. High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. A joint research project focused on upper atmosphere and solar terrestrial physics and electronic waves. It's like just reading that sentence alone already has me, like, it's already gone over my head. The purpose is to observe the behavior of the ionospheric layer by using high-frequency waves. So you use the high-frequency waves to manipulate the behavior of the ionospheric layer? How would you go about doing that? I mean, you'd have to have some kind of like weapon to be able to use those high frequency waves in a way that would manipulate the ionospheric layer, right? So what kind of weapon would that be? Its main goal is said to be analyzing the impact of the ionospheric layer's behavior and its mechanism. Due to the properties of the ionospheric layer being a major factor in space development, but the details are unknown. Of course it is. Due to this, there are conspiracy theories which claim its real goal is a direct attack via mind control, weather control, and artificial calamities. Via mind control, in other words, brainwashing.
私のアメリカの知人でペンタゴンにいる人間からどうやらハープがすでにハッキングされ乗っ取られたとの話が。
And hijacked.
ご覧のように現在ジュネーブやチューリッヒなどの都市ではロボットが勝手に動き回る現象が起きており、
and now they're talking about this.
今新たなニュースが入りました。中国です。今度は中国の北京を中心に同様の暴動が発生したとのことです。交通機関の混乱と、それから一部のロボットが制御不能との情報も入ってきております。
After I had the members of the Robot Club regroup, we heard the news about the crisis starting in China. Everyone is at a loss for words. I mean, rightfully so. It's like this type of crisis is having everyone on pins and needles, and it's like waiting for the metaphorical pin to drop. The damage is spreading a lot faster than we thought. And each event further proves that the conclusion we came to earlier is true. Now, it's not just in Europe, it has even reached China. It's just a matter of time until the same thing happens in America and Japan. If Kimijima Co.'s goal is the Human Ranch Project and achieving singularity, then we have to do something. But what do we do? It's like, how do we put a stop to this? I mean, I feel like this is on a much bigger scale than what happened at the end of the first game. How do we take Kimijima Co. down this time and stop the Human Ranch Project and achieving singularity? How do we go about stopping those from happening?
まだ防ぐ方法はあるはず。だから頼む。みんなの力を貸してほしい。
I bow my head deeply in gratitude. I don't know what we can do right now. It might be wrong to involve these young kids. Except you already have, Daru. But this, not to mention they are kind of smack dab in the middle of this. Seeing that Tanegashima is on that list, for one. Not to mention, like, half of the festival being a robot festival. It's like, they are kind of in the middle of it. But to stop this situation from getting worse, I think we need to unite against it.
うちらも来たんだからさ。私たちに何ができるかわからないけど。
I can only assume that they'll eventually think of something. But it's like I can't even wrap my mind around what they could possibly come up with to stop Kimijima this time.
お手伝いできることがあれば何でも言ってください。
次こそ君島コーと決着をつけましょう。
Yes, let's once and for all. Just how do we do it?
しょうがないにゃ。
Why are you meowing, Frau?
やろう、橋田さん。
みんな。
There's no hesitation in the light of their eyes. It's like they are ready to fight. To me, that is the light of hope. I mean, the most hopeful are the ones who are younger.
いい子たちでしょ?
Yes, they are.
ナエタンがほとんど東京に帰ってこないのもわかる気がする。
お父さんにはいつも文句言われてますけど。
Of course he would. It's like he wants to see his little girl.
この夏、種子島に来て正解だったお。
Then again, you know, Tennouji could always come to Tanegashima to visit his daughter. It's like, so why hasn't he done that?
だってこうしてここで君たちに会えたんだからさ。
橋田さん。
さすがにちょっと臭すぎないそれ。
I mean, yeah, that is a little cheesy, but it doesn't hurt to be a little cheesy every now and then.
たまには一緒。
Yes, it is.
うん、最高だよ。うちたぎってきた。
Akitan gives a big thumbs up. Big thumbs up, yeah! As Yashio-kun smiles.
よし、そんじゃ改めてここに君島港対策会議を開く。みんな協力してくれ。
So that's the name of our meeting? The Kimijima Co. countermeasure meeting? It's like, what's our plan name gonna be then? To take care of them?
はい。
問題は奴がどこに潜んでいるかだ。
That's the biggest question, yes. I mean, although he seems to be going, like, all over. I mean, he's Data. He could be anywhere.
何よりもまずそれがわからないことにはさすがにどうにもできない。
君島港の潜んでいそうな場所か。
Where is he? The reason I came back to Tanegashima was because this island was one of the access points for when the German supercomputers were hacked. Yeah. It's like, and Daru just can't let that go. It's like he's come to know, you know, Kaito, Akiho, and everyone. So it's like he's come to, you know, care about them. It's like I guess he could say that he he's become kind of like a father figure to them, in a way. I mean, since he is older than them. I kind of like to think of it that way.
その今回も種子島にいるってことはないんでしょうか?
I mean, the possibility exists, I guess. But like I said, he could be anywhere.
考えられなくはないけど、可能性は低いだろうね。
The one that arrived at the festival was a decoy. Honestly, I find it hard to believe he'd followed the same pattern twice. I mean, that is a little hard to believe, yes. But at the same time, it would be far more convenient to have that same pattern. I mean, are we gonna... would they actually, like, track down Kimijima and travel to where he is? I mean, what if he's, like, in another country? It's like, would they really go to another country to take care of him? I mean, I guess they would. I mean, they're gung-ho enough, but at the same time, it's like, it would be more convenient for him to come back to Tanegashima or even Tokyo. It's like he could be somewhere in Japan. It doesn't necessarily have to be in Tanegashima, but just somewhere kind of close by, so that they don't have to travel somewhere. Although Kaito's dad is a pilot, so maybe he could sway his dad to take them to another country. I guess that possibility exists too. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess this is just me kind of spitballing kind of theories of where they would wind up going to take care of Kimijima.
とにかくスパコンからの足取りをたどれるかどうか試してみるを。
できるんですか?
I mean, he isn't called DaSH for nothing.
やってみないとわからんね。
Fair. There are dozens of wizard hackers around the world trying right now, but not one person has been successful. But it's Daru who is actually gonna be successful at this. Because, I mean, he's the super hacker. Still, this isn't the only clue we have right now. Yeah. I open up the laptop I brought and start working. Is the laptop gonna be enough?
直近でハッキングされたのは中国の TH2 です。
Wouldn't it be more advantageous to use, a desktop computer to track Kimijima down?
Okie dokie!
Okie dokie! I love that they sometimes say that in English. If China got hit, then it's only a matter of time until he gets his hands on a supercomputer in Japan.
ねえ、ハッキングってそんなノートパソコンでできるの？
It's like, this is Daru you're talking to, Akio, sweetie. he could hack into... He could hack on anything. Not just a laptop. And not just a desktop computer. Anything. I bet he could hack on a phone as well.
この PC 見た目は普通と変わらんけどスペック自体はかなりマシマシになってるから。
Okay, like how souped up? It's like it must be quite the laptop then if it's like really powerful. The internet's the only thing I'd be worried about, but after checking, it appears like it gets a decent speed, so it should be fine. Okay, if that's all he needs, then I guess he's good. If he doesn't reach Japan and the infrastructure crisis starts here, then we really would be doomed. Before that, we need to discover his location. I wonder how much time has passed since I've been staring at the screen. I mean, seeing as how he can hack the hours away, you could say. Like, I'm sure he's been at it for quite some time. I mean, he and Frau are so much alike. With his hacking and her programming, it's like they'll both stay up for hours on end to get where they need to be with what they are doing. And it's just amazing because, it just shows that they have tremendous work ethic. I came prepared, but this is quite difficult. I'm sure it is.
でも、もうすぐ尻尾の先くらいはつかめそうな気が。
Just a little bit more. A little bit.
ああ、くそ!
What was that noise? I pound my fist on the table and put my head down next to it. What's wrong, Daru?
ダメだったの?
I nod with my head still down. On the desk? How does that work exactly? How do you nod with your head when your head is on the desk? And that would feel very uncomfortable, I would think.
くそ! あとちょっとだったのに.
I guess just keep trying? Right as I'm about to grab the tail, it slithers away. Slithers away? What are you trying to grab? A snake? Feels like he's just taunting us to make a move. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. Well, he probably actually is taunting us. Yeah.
飲み物でも飲んで落ち着きましょう。橋田さんはコーラでいいですよね。
Heidi is such a sweetheart. It's like she's just like, just take a deep breath, take a break, and come back to it.
ありがとう。
My irritation vanishes thanks to Aiditan's thoughtfulness. Wait a minute. I feel like this is a repurposed background image. I feel like this background image we saw in a couple of other routes, like in Subaru's route, the meeting hall for his robot lecture. I feel like that background of the robot lecture has been repurposed here. My irritation vanishes thanks to Aiditan's thoughtfulness. I down the soda real fast. Not enough liquids and sugar. Really? Yashio-kun and Aiditan are both drinking fruit sour melon. It's like his most favorite drink. and apparently now Aidi's too.
それまだある？あるならくれない？
He wants to try one. I almost asked to finish Aiditan's drink, but stopped myself.
どうぞ。
Aiditan gives me a fresh fruit sour melon, and I down it fast again. It's good, but I don't feel fully satisfied.
あれ？
What's wrong? Zoom out. Well, you know, I think I'm actually going to stop it here for now. So we will pick this back up and find out what Daru has noticed. So, oh man, this has been an interesting episode, especially with the whole singularity thing. I mean, that went over my head quite a bit, so I don't fully understand it. But it's regardless interesting. And, you know, with Daru hacking on his laptop, you know, even though he failed first go, I'm sure that if he keeps at it, he will eventually get through. Eventually. Maybe next time he'll get a little further in with the hacking. I guess we'll see. So, I hope you all enjoyed watching, and thank you all for watching as well. And if you enjoyed the video and want to see more, like, favorite, and claw that subscribe button to become part of the pack. And as always, everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, wherever you may be.